am now recording. It is literally a SpongeBob plot. So, yeah. Anyway, so yesterday I started playing Dr. Langeskov. I got through Dr. Langeskov, and then I started playing the Beginner's Guide. And when I started the session, I already had a headache, and but I got, I don't know, 4 or 5 games into Beginner's Guide, and you can watch me on the stream. I am just getting sicker and sicker through the course of that stream, until I finally said, I think I'm gonna vomit. I gotta stop. And I stopped the stream, and I went and took a nap. And I was basically useless for the rest of the night. And so I did not finish the Beginner's Guide yesterday. Sorry about that, but you could go play it yourself. I will try and do some more, but I got to talk about it today. But I'll try and finish it, I guess Sunday, because I'm just looking at the schedule, and Beginner's Guide is the last of the video games to be played for the class. So that's the last of my streams. But here's the kind of wonderful thing. In order to understand ARGs, usually we play one in class that is entirely online. But I found one that was just recently created on itch, that you can download for free or throw some money at the person. And it was created as an Easter egg hunt during lockdown this year for Easter. So that's pretty cool. So when did we have to play Stanley Parable by theoretically Monday? I didn't get to talk about it until Tuesday, and I'm going to talk about it today. So today. But the Missing Locksmith is download. What you need to play is the files that you download. It's a zip file. You need a web browser, and you need an email account, because characters may or may not send you emails. Yeah, I will put it in Canvas as an assignment. And we don't have class on Monday, so that's exciting. But things are still due on Monday by midnight. So take your class time and apply it to getting your dungeon finished. Needless to say that because yesterday I was sitting around trying not to vomit, I didn't finish. I didn't even get to your stories, so I'll hit those this weekend. And I had every intention of doing them yesterday, and sitting with my eyes closed took precedence. So, and actually, I was feeling vomitous earlier today. I don't know what's going on with me. Although you can see at the very end where I start to pass out of the Beginner's Guide, like
literally
my eyes are closed and I'm still controlling the character on screen. And I
That's
remember,
devotion, Dean. That's real devotion.
I remember like opening my like going, huh,
Right? Yeah.
and seeing where I am, and I'm like, how did I get here? Because
Oh, no.
so, um, uh, so I'll try and finish it over the weekend just so we have a complete playthrough on stream. But I hopefully some of you at least have finished it. It's a good game.
Nick's got a
Oh,
question.
yes. Does this mean no D&D online stream tonight, even though it's Thursday? No. There is still a D&D online stream tonight, uh, uh, as every Thursday. They've because it's the crew. I can't disappoint the crew. And D&D DDO is not first person, so it doesn't make me vomitous at all. It was seriously the first person kind of running around thing that was just doing a number on me. But I had this terrible headache yesterday, that just got worse and worse and worse. And when you get a really bad headache, when it finally goes away, you just feel wrung out, you know, um, and exhausted, like you did something really strenuous. That's how last night was. So, uh, Nick, Carrie was in the orchestra with your brother in high school. This is fun. We're learning about each other. Okay,
Oh
so um, uh, I I remember uh, one class I talked about. I think I got to the idea of space as choice, right? Um, I think it was here where Stanley Parable, right? Yeah. Um, uh, Stanley Parable is about the paths you take through the game, and they are literal paths, right? Do I take the left door or the right door? Do I take the elevator? I want to just, let's see, uh, Stanley Parable, all endings. That's it, because I've been there before. Um, where is it? All endings. This one. I think it's this one. Yes. Um, okay. Let's share that with you. This one. Share. Okay. So I think I went through all the endings. I didn't get all the endings in my playthrough. Um, did somebody spend 4 hours playing the baby game? Um, let's see. Is that one here? I got the blue door ending. I got the red door ending. I did not get the white ending. Let's see this one. Wait. Okay. I'm skipping around. Sorry. Okay. Oh, you go out a window? Oh, you know what? There is music. I'm listening to the song. I'm sorry. Oh, I apologize. I'm going to stop that share and share it again with computer sound. Share. There was a song. I listened to it. It was quite enjoyable. Thank you for sharing with me that you couldn't hear the song just as the song was ending. Sorry about that, everyone. Okay, moving on. What else do we have? The heaven ending. This one, how long is this one? This one's 4 minutes long. I'm not going to do that one. Too much pressure, I've done. Wife ending, I've done. Museum ending, I've done. Confusion ending, I've done. Happy ending, I've done. Countdown ending, I've done. Dream ending, I've done. I haven't done the credits ending. How long is this? 13 minutes? No.
No, you could have gone through the door on the right. You could have done whatever the hell you wanted over there. Why did you come this way? Speak.
Can you hear it?
Say something to me. Explain yourself, you coward.
Uh-oh.
Just behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. Why? For what?
Oh, I have
What
not
did you
gotten
get?
this. Actually, I think I have got
I can't
this.
believe after everything we talked about that my story, you've destroyed my work. Why? For what? What did you get out of that? What did you think was so special about seeing the
Not
game
this place.
undone, left here like so much garbage? It's worthless now. And what am I supposed to do? Even if there were a pile of rubbish. With you who thought you were...
Is everything all right? Stanley, this is important. The story needs you. It needs you to make a decision. It cannot exist without you. Do you understand me? Whatever choice you make is just fine. They're both correct. You cannot be wrong here. We can work together. I'll accept whatever you do. I simply need you to take that step forward, please. Choose. Do something. Anything. This is more important than you can ever know. I need this. The story needs it. So, you hear me? Are you there? Are you listening to this? Stanley, are you there? Okay. It's okay, I can wait. You need time to decide. Time to make sure your choice is correct. That is the best choice. Do take as much time as you need.
And that's in. Okay. Oh, yeah. And then whiteboard ending, I have not gotten. Let's see how long that one is. 33 seconds. You can do this.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Console bark. You should have opened up the console and typed bark. I've done the portal puzzle, but not failing the portal puzzle. I've gotten the portal puzzle. So I don't think these are all the endings. These are a good portion of the endings, though. They have 16 endings. Failing the portal puzzle ending, but they don't have the portal puzzle ending. So anyway, did you get the broom closet ending? Yes, although that's not listed here. Escape pod ending, heaven ending, suicide ending. No, it's not here. There's no broom closet ending. Yeah, Stanley Parable. Here's the baby game ending. I'm gonna get to...
It comes.
Can you hear it?
Oh, no.
Oh, it's the blue door ending? Yeah, I can't. Oh, here we go. Now I can explain it. No, full screen is unavailable. Here, let's go to YouTube. I know that when you die, I personally carry your spirit across ever Bluxwood into my garden built within the emotions of a flower. That's informative. There we will live together, we will dance and sing, and we will do improv comedy based on suggestions from you for all eternity. This is your reward for your work here today. Now, live your life. Yeah, okay. I love you. You get the monolith after 4 hours of the baby.
With you. I can only imagine the joy welling up in your chest. The sheer joy of such pure amazing. The joy of our
so I kind of love the secret disco ending. I have not seen this one. All right, let me go to YouTube. I'm going to skip ahead. Come on.
Bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers, the lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing. This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotion...
Okay, we've all seen this. You go back to that? Secret mode engaged. Secrets all the way. Go Secret Rangers. Super secret. And then it keeps going for just keeps going for 5 minutes.
No, he refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible?
And then the rest of it's the same. Okay. So we're gonna stop the share. Okay. Oh, it's the blue door ending is the that's old. Is the what happened? Something else is playing. The confusion ending. Okay. The portal ending is the blue door ending. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So this is not well, is this a hero's journey? We got a hero. We've got Stanley. We've got an ordinary world. He pushes buttons all day. We've got a catalyst moment. Well, kind of. Everybody else has disappeared mysteriously. And then we've got all sorts of, we've got crossing the threshold. We kind of have a mentor. Not really. I don't know. Is the narrator the mentor? Who is the narrator? The narrator teaches Stanley things. Stanley either refuses the call or goes on the adventure that's being pitched to him. He overcomes challenges. He I'm just trying to think. There doesn't seem to be a goddess unless the wife is the goddess, but she's a false goddess. Sometimes there's an ordeal, sometimes there isn't. Does he return with the elixir? Not really. He never goes back, although he succeeds sometimes and fails sometimes. Remember, you don't have to have all the steps. Does he have a sidekick? Are you the player, his sidekick?
Ooh, that's a good one. I was wondering who the sidekick was.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's an interesting. It would be just like the game, though, to twist it around like that, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you're not really Stanley. You're controlling Stanley. He talks to you as though you're Stanley, but sometimes Stanley dies, sometimes he doesn't. You're still here. Okay, so I think it kind of is a hero's journey, and or at least parts of it is a hero's journey. It's certainly a journey. And once again, we talk about possibility space, right? If you go back to old choose your own adventure books, right? Where you say, I go left, and it says, turn to page 114, and then you decide to open the door instead of run away, and it says, go to page 74. Most of a choose your own adventure book endings are you die, bad endings. So what do you do when you get a bad ending? You whenever I'm going to grab a book. This is just a rando book that I happen to have in my office. So when I'm reading a choose your own adventure book, every time I make a choice, I stick my finger in, and then I keep going. So I have my finger, and then I make another choice, and I stick another finger, or sometimes I'll, like, whatever's laying around, I'll put in there, and then I'll keep going, and then I'll die. Boom, I'm dead. And so I go back to wherever I think the choice is, and I take different choices, right? And eventually I see everything, or I try to see everything, or I get bored and I say, okay, I'm done with that, and I toss it on the pile. But what that is, if we go back to, I'm going to get the whiteboard out, share screen, whiteboard, share. Okay, so we start here, and we make a Trumbus, right? That's a Trumbus. I'm going to undo that last part. So here's where we start, and we have a choice, and then this choice goes here or here, and this choice goes here or here, and then this choice goes there, this choice goes there, this choice goes there, right? So and we go on, but each of these is a choice. So right now we're at one choice, two choices, three choices, and we've already got 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Sorry, 8 possibilities to write, right? So if I keep going, say 10 choices, 2 to the 10th is what? 2, and then not times 10, 2 to the 10th.
A giant number.
It's only 1024, 1024 possibilities, right? But that's 10 choices, right? If we stick to, where's my whiteboard? There it is. If we stick to this, eventually I get down here at 10 choices. I have to write 1,024 different ways the story can go. As a writer, that's a nightmare for me. Right? So what usually happens is we start combining choices, right? So that we eliminate some of the writing thing. So now I've just eliminated, I don't know, a bunch of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 out of the possible 10 there, or something like that. But then players are like, oh man, I made these choices and I got to the same place, and they're totally different choices, so they're false choices, right? But basically, the amount, so how long does it take you to make 10 choices, right? Minutes, maybe. Depends on how long this section of the game is, right? Is that a 4-hour stop the baby thing? Then it's 4 hours, right? If it's a corridor to another set of doors, it's very quick. So players can make choices very quickly, mostly because they feel like they don't matter. Because in a minute, when I see the end of this choice set, I'm going to go back and make other choices, right? And the entire thing is what we call the possibility space of a game. So we want to fully explore the possibility space of a game. Sometimes that's possible, sometimes it's not. In Stanley, think about, I played it for like 2.5 hours on Sunday, and I got, I don't know, probably 10 out of the 16 endings. Yes, Trumbus is the symbol of choice in video games.
Is that how you spell it?
Yeah.
Okay.
In fact, WPI Trumbus. Share screen. Share. Trumbus is choice made into a character. And you'll see him around campus. Well, you won't this term. Generally, I walk into classrooms and he's on the whiteboard. There's apparently a 3D Trumbus somewhere. There's the darkest Trumbus. Here are sightings of Trumbus. There's a Trumbus on the whiteboard in my office somewhere. But yeah, Trumbus is choice, right? It's here's the game and we have a choice and we either go left or we go right. Welcome to IMGD. So and it came out of if you saw Bandersnatch or if you played Bandersnatch on Netflix, The choice symbol is part of that. Bandersnatch. Black Mirror, Bandersnatch. Tell me about it. I don't want to see it. I want you to actually here. So I'm going to share this again. Share. Didn't Bandersnatch play Doctor Strange? What?
It's Cumberbatch.
Oh, that's Cumberbatch. No, Bandersnatch is a show on Netflix. Highly recommend it. This is the choice. I get it. This is the choice diagram of Bandersnatch. If you play it, I highly recommend it. So it gets a little dark, but there's cool things in there. I have not seen everything, but I've seen most of it at this point. And when it was written, Charlie Brooker is the writer of all of the Black Mirror stuff. He and his writing partner made the whole thing in Twine first before the script is actually Twine. So that they could figure out all the choice possibilities. Okay. In the case of Stanley Parable, he's using actual level layouts. And if you take 4700 level design, advanced storytelling, level design, we talk a lot about how to set up spaces that tell stories, right? In fact, that's basically the entire class. So here in Stanley Parable, sure, there's that kind of meta commentary about games, right? That games are really just pushing buttons. And Stanley is employed to push the right button at the right time when he's told to push the button. And essentially that's what every computer game is pushing the right button at the right time. But then we have all sorts of choices. So the winning choice, the quote winning choice, is you do what you're told and you get your little dopamine fix. So you do exactly what the narrator tells you to do, and he says, congratulations, you're awesome, you did everything right. But when you disagree, when you say, I'm not going to do what you tell me to do, then things start getting weird, right? So we've got this kind of meta commentary about games and a game told through moving through space. Okay, so Gone Home, which is the first game about by the people who made Tacoma, which is the haunted house game. That's not really a haunted house game, but it's about moving through a house, right? Fulbright, thank you. It got all sorts of crap from real gamers that it wasn't a real game, right? That's where, as a pejorative in the Steam reviews for Gone Home, yes, exactly, gamers. In the reviews, they made a new tag for it called walking simulator, right? And said, this isn't a game, this is a walking simulator, because all you do is walk around, right? Stanley Parable predated, at least the mod predated Gone Home, and there's no shooting. You can't even jump in Stanley Parable, right? No one complained about Stanley Parable as not a game, right? There are choices in Gone Home, There are choices in Stanley. You can finish Gone Home in under 2 minutes. If you know where to go, you can go straight to the end without exploring the rest of it. I think you can do it in like 30 seconds if you're good. Part of and Stanley Parable, I don't know, is Stanley Parable classified as let me look. Stanley Parable. No. Stanley Parable. Let's look at the tags on Stanley Parable. Find group store page. Let's go to store. Very positive. Oh yeah, it is tagged as a walking simulator. Comedy narration indie walking simulator. Okay. But at the time, I mean, this came out in 2013. When did Gone Home come out? Gone Home also came out in 2013, although it came out in August and Stanley came out in October. But Stanley Parable, the source mod, had come out before Gone Home, right? Did it have anything to do that it was a mod and not a game? I kind of think it had more to do with misogyny. That the Gone Home, the main character is a woman who is learning about her little sister, rather than a dude who plays who works in an office. There was a big and you know it's got this whole lesbian coming out subplot. Gone Home does that just bugged the real gamers. It's not really a spoiler. You figure that out in like the second room. Come on. So, and I'm not going to tell you anything more. Go play Gone Home. It was free last week. Okay, so I got to move on. Oh, I'm out of time. Okay, well, tomorrow I'll get to Langeskov and Beginner's Guide because they're very different games that came from the same people, but in many ways you can see that Stanley Parable leads to Langeskov and Beginner's Guide. They are both games about games, just like Stanley Parable. But they take two very different paths. Yeah, Aaron, it is the stuff true gamers would be upset about. And I want to point that sort of thing out, that the two, like Stanley Parable is beloved, right? It's got this meta, we are all in on the joke, right? That therefore it's also labeled postmodern art and therefore pretentious nonsense getting in the way of real games. You mean Gone Home? Postmodern? Well, Stanley seems more postmodern and hipster. But yeah, Gone Home has been labeled an art project. It's an interactive media rather than a game, because there's no score and I can't shoot things, I guess. But there's no score and I can't shoot things in Stanley Parable, and everybody loves it and says it's a great game. And I don't know why that is, because they're very, very similar. Okay, so we are over time. I'm gonna stop the recording and I'll see y'all tomorrow, and we will continue talking about these things. I also got to get back to Glassner and get to Transmedia at some point. Okay, bye. Stopping recording. Ending the meeting.